one area of my life that I seem to really kind of struggle with, and that is when things don't go my way, when, I have these expectations inside of me of what should happen and it doesn't happen, I get frustrated. Have you ever felt that way? Jonathan Register here, and that's what I just want to share with you over the next minute or so. How to really better deal with frustration. And as I said, it's something that I personally struggle with. Like I have these incredibly high expectations for myself. I do certain things. I do things in my business, and I want to see, crazy results. I want to see all kinds of magnificent, beautiful things happen. And then in the end, when things don't happen just the way I want them, I get frustrated so easily. And, back to like when I first joined my business back in January 2010, I mean, I was in a constant state of frustration, just doing anything and everything to grow my business. And I started out, in network marketing and still in network marketing. And, I can remember just wanting to sponsor that one person so bad, just wanting to sponsor one freaking person. And man, anyways, we've been kind of talking about sponsoring over the past few days. I won't really get in too deep into that, but it was just a constant battle and struggle to, stay positive and to see the future as exciting, because everything that was happening in front of me just looked so dark and bleak. Can you relate at all to any of that? So, like, I've been really immersing myself in Tony Robbins recently, and, my frustration, like, it's definitely gone down dramatically, but I still get frustrated, And I've been reading Tony Robbins, and Tony Robbins says, like, those negative emotions, those negative feelings like frustration and all the other negative feelings we have, but just frustration for right now, you should see those feelings as action signals. And maybe this might be something you want to write down. Like, see my negative emotions as action signals. And Tony Robbins says, it's an action signal that you either need to change how you perceive the situation you're in, or it's a sign that something needs to change. And he also goes on to say that instead of looking at these negative emotions in this horrible negative way, to associate these emotions with something different that's more empowering and more positive. But recognize those negative emotions, but see those negative emotions in a different way. And here's what I mean. He says for frustration, frustration is basically, you're upset, you're pissed off, you're angry, or whatever. Like you're just frustrated with what's happening and something that you've done, right? You're not getting the results you want, and you get frustrated. So see that, instead of seeing that frustration as frustration, instead of saying to yourself and out loud, I'm frustrated, say to yourself, I'm fascinated. And just change that one word, frustration, to fascination, curiosity. And if you start thinking that way, you get that, what the feeling of frustration is. I know what the feeling of frustration is. Once you feel that, recognize it, but immediately see it as you being fascinated, you being curious. And, kind of thinking that and reading about that, what Tony Robbins says in his book, Awaken the Giant Within, I just immediately got excited because I realized that's the one thing I'm really missing. And if I can, when I get frustrated, if I can see that frustration as fascination, the feeling of frustration just really diminishes, and I get myself into a much better state that is more empowering, that's going to actually help me grow my business. I mean, for me, when I get frustrated, I don't feel good, But when I'm fascinated, I feel good, and I'm curious. It forces me to look at the problems that I'm having in a different light. Instead of frustration, I'm curious as to what can I do to make this work? What can I do to make this better? And it leads me to more empowering, positive questions that will ultimately solve the challenge that I'm facing. So, man, this is like powerful stuff. If you got any value, if you get this or you really understand what I'm saying, just say yes in the comments. Or if you had an aha moment with what I just said, say, yeah, I got an aha moment, Jonathan. Wow, like that's impactful. Share with me how this makes you feel and what you're thinking. All right, and then lastly, I want to let you guys know the Autopilot sponsoring training that is closing today at noon. And what I'm doing is right now it's a one payment of $97. We're closing it up at noon. And then on my blog here that you're looking at now, I'm going to create a My Products page. And in a few weeks, I'm going to add a link for Autopilot sponsoring, but it's going to be $197. So that closes at noon. So, if you want to learn how to leverage the internet to bring in leads and sponsor new reps automatically, then it might be something you want to get and pick up now. So I'm excited about that course because I really put everything into it to share with you how to sponsor and leverage the internet to recruit and sponsor and how to get yourself in that right posture so people are asking you to join your team. So anyways, that's my spiel there. If you want in on that, click the link below this video, pick it up now before noon, and you're going to love it. And then lastly, just leave me a comment, your thoughts, your feelings, your comments as far as the lesson for today. So have an incredible day. I believe in you and look forward to helping you continue to build your business and have a more fulfilling, positive life. Have a great day. Jonathan, register, out.